India. Hi, Mudit.
Hi, how are you
There,
doing?
he's here with us. Welcome to this Ask Me Anything session. And
It's my
thank you for
pleasure.
joining us and, taking on questions, anything and anything, everything related to table tennis. Uh, Mudit, like I was saying, is ranked amongst the top 200 men's singles players in the world and has represented India across numerous international events and has won us 30 medals. Yeah, I think we can hear you now, Mudit. I think
Yeah,
we
I'm
have
sorry
you well
about
and
that.
secure here. No worries. So let's jump right in, Mudit. We have the Olympics going on. We are almost at the halfway mark. What's your take on how the Indian paddlers have done at the Tokyo Olympics?
I think talking specifically about the table tennis team, it's been unbelievable. Uh, it's by far our best performance in the Olympics, and even just to start off to qualify for our athletes, which is the maximum quota that any country can qualify, is actually something that we haven't done in really long. So. Uh, I can't pull out the history books and tell you when was the last time it happened, but definitely not in the last five Olympics. So at least since the rules have changed and the qualification system has been the same, uh, the 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 Indian team has never had all four quotas filled up. So firstly, just to fill that up was amazing, and then on top of that, everyone made it to at least the second round, and Sharadbhay and Vanika made it to the third round, which is the top 32, in which also they performed really well. And, Sharadbhay was really close with the eventual
Yeah,
gold medalist. So I,
yeah.
I think on the whole, it was an unbelievable performance, and I'm sure the way forward from here is just going to be positive.
I'm sure you were having goosebumps watching all of them play out their matches at every single moment.
Definitely.
We already, I think, like you said, we've already created some benchmarks, some milestones with our performances. But we
Hmm.
request whoever's joined in, please feel free to send in your questions for Mudit related to table tennis, anything that you might want to ask. In the meantime, Mudit, we also have a few questions which have come in to us, and
Awesome.
I'm going to shoot those questions at you now. When
Awesome.
was it the first time that you realized that you wanted to pursue table tennis as a sport and pursue it professionally?
So if I have to be very honest, I mean, I just took it up like any kid at the age of 6, 7, playing a couple of sports, and slowly through inter school and state events, national events, following the regular process, I sort of got into it through the age categories under 12, under 15, under 18, and so on. But in all honesty, I never really thought about taking it up professionally because for me it was always like, school and playing together. So I always thought that I'm going to go to college and continue playing. And while I might treat it uh, professionally, it wasn't like I was announcing myself to be professional because then that would be the
Right.
only thing I'm doing. And I think a year into college, we won the college nationals. I got a couple of opportunities to play on the senior circuit. And that's when I sort of realized that, this is something I really want to do. And I had that little, click where
Yeah.
I got a couple of contracts from Europe to play in the league. And then I was just like, okay, there's no way I'm not taking this up. And so yeah, in all honesty, it happened pretty late for me. And yeah, so it happened at 18 and a half-ish, 19, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think another interesting question is where are you practicing right now? And what's your
So
strategy for your next game? I'm going to club those two together.
So I'm currently in California right now. I had actually just come here for my graduation to the US, and I was supposed to go in August to Europe to play a couple of events. But the problem is, if I'd gone back to India, then I wouldn't be able to go to those events. So I came over here. There's a really good, one of the best clubs in North America. It's known as ICC. So I'm at ICC currently, training and just getting ready for the events that are happening in August. And in terms of strategy, it's actually been a pretty long time since I played my last official international match, which was back in March in Qatar. So I would just honestly like to try and play in the match with all the things that I've been practicing. Try and bring out whatever I've been practicing into the match and
Right,
implement all the new strategies and techniques and things I've been working on lately.
right,
So mainly that's my focus. I just want to like sort of improve on myself right now and
right,
try and implement those in the match, and then as I play more matches I'll gain some more information of what really I need to
right.
work on and do to win. So that's sort of what's happening right now.
So cool. And I think another question that Rizwan has sent us is about Asia that pretty much dominates the table tennis circuit internationally, is what he says. And
Uh-huh.
what's your take on having a mix of Indian slash Asian coaches to work with, knowing how well the subcontinent is doing in table tennis in particular?
Um, for me, honestly, I feel like the most important thing about a coach is that the coach really cares about you and has knowledge. I don't think the where he's from or anything else matters as much. I think there are many good coaches all around the world. I mean, you can go to Europe and practice, you can go to the US, you can practice in China, Korea, Japan, India itself, of course, anywhere. The most important thing is I think the coach needs to understand you, of course, as a player, but also as a person, because
Right,
that's something that really, helps with the bonding and makes them understand how to sort of go about things. Because I
right.
feel like all players are different. So
I think that
I
chemistry becomes very important with
yeah,
when it's a
that
coach.
personal
Right,
touch to it is really important in my opinion. And I feel like every coach that has really helped me work on something is somebody I actually really just like as a person off the table as well. And I
right.
assume they feel the same way about me.
No, that makes a lot of sense. I hope your question was answered, Rizwan. Another one which has come to us and will be very relevant to a lot of our SFA athletes is, how did you balance your school and table tennis simultaneously?
Yeah, so that's actually something that's been one of the biggest challenges for me. But at the same time, I feel like I've learned the most from it. For me, what has really worked is just the fact that I really, plan things out extremely well and then just stick to it. So I think time management and just that determination and focus that you're going to stick with what you've planned is what really helps. And one other thing is, this is true about pretty much anything you do in life, I feel, and it's you should always give your 100% in whatever you're doing. So if I'm studying right now, for the next 1 hour, I just think about
Hmm.
my whatever, let's say math problems or
Right.
something. And then for the next hour when I'm training, I don't think about anything else. And at the same point when I'm out with my friends or with my family, it's that what I focus on.
Right.
So it's just sort of that compartmentalization that you can do, which will really help, because then instead of taking an hour and a half or 2 hours, you might end up doing
Right.
something in less time and then, moving on to the next thing.
Right. I think that makes a lot of sense. You have to take every moment as it comes. That's the best way to strike the balance. Another question which we have is, which was your first big win that you most cherish? And what did that achievement mean to you?
I mean, that's really, really hard to pinpoint down on one. But if I have to choose one, probably it was when I won the under 15 Worlds in Guatemala. And to me, I mean, that sort of was like that one moment where I felt like I was on top of the world, literally. And at the same time, it was really special to me because it was actually 15th of August, and it was the
Oh,
first
wow.
time I got to hear the national anthem play and the flag go up. So it was even more special for it to happen on 15th of August. So
I
that
think that's an
moment has,
unparalleled feeling to have that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
on
So it
that
just sort
said
of,
day. Absolutely.
it all happened at the right time, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Uh, Another question is, who is your idol that you look up to in table tennis, and who's your favorite player right now?
Okay, so my idol is my coach Kamlesh sir. And I think what he has achieved in Indian table tennis is remarkable, especially at the time that he achieved it. So Kamlesh sir is definitely my role model, and because you mentioned player, as I said, I have two role models, and the current player is obviously Sharad Bhai. I think he's been dominating Indian table tennis for the last 20 years. Uh,
Yeah,
Everyone my age has grown up seeing him. I remember in the
yeah,
2010 Commonwealth Games, actually, I'd just gone to watch table tennis, and I ended up watching him and asked him for a picture after his game. And then from there, 10 years later, to be playing alongside him now, I mean,
yeah.
it's just a dream.
True, true. And I think we need
And
more and
yes,
more
yes, it's
such role
Kamlesh Mehta.
models. Yeah, absolutely. We
Yeah.
need more and more such role models in table tennis for sure. Uh, Another quick one is the past year must is something which has been tough on a lot of athletes, especially the younger ones. They've been off the sports field or the arena or the playing area for a while. How did you manage to train, stay focused, and keep up with keeping your game on point?
Yeah. So I'll just answer that. And there's also one more question that I thought was interesting from Abhinav. So I'll just, answer
Yeah,
that after
please,
this.
please.
After
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
So yeah. So regarding COVID, I mean, I feel like it's really been tough on everyone, in different ways. Obviously the age group category athletes are really missing out on, let's say, their best year or, their oldest year in a certain category. Many seniors are having to sort of not be able to play, and in they're professionals, so this is their livelihood. I feel like there are challenges for everyone, but unfortunately this is something that it is in nobody's control. And something that has really helped me, at least, is just accepting that it's not in my control. So I just do whatever is the best of my capabilities, but in my control. So whatever opportunities I get, whatever, training I get, whether it's less, more than what I was used to, with better players, worse players, anything, um, just sort of trying to get the best out of each day and each opportunity is something that's really helped me, because I mean, when the virus is really gonna die down, uh,
true.
when sort of tournaments will start again, whether you're going to be able to play in under 14 or 16. I mean, this is beyond anybody's
Yeah,
control.
true, very true.
And 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 sort of it doesn't really have any impact on what you're doing today. So just focus on what you're doing right now, and then, move on from there.
Yeah. And I think that's where I think Rizwan has also touched upon a similar point, who's joined us for the live, that, that's where mental conditioning becomes very important for players to deal
Yeah.
with these kind of gaps and these kind of pauses in their regular gameplay. So I think what you
Yeah,
just said kind
definitely.
of touches upon that as well. You'd like to take Abhinav's question next?
Yeah. So I mean, it was related to this. That's why I mentioned it. So he was talking about what I think of, or what I would do if I'm 4 points down in a game. And this is not really specific to 4 points or anything like that, but just in a game for me, again, sort of try to stay in the moment, and try and like plan out, or try and think of what type of strategy would work for one specific point, which is obviously the next point. Because I mean, you can't really plan anything beyond that, and everything beyond that depends on what happens in this point. So, so it's sort of just about taking one point at a time, and sort of trying to figure out a strategy that really works for the opponent, where, from one point you might get 2, 3, or 4 points after that.
Right, right. Super. I think I'll take one more question, which is a bit on the notes of what do we need to do to create more table tennis achievers from India? Is it opportunities? Is it infrastructure? Is it more competitions? What is it that we need to make sure that we constantly are generating the next Sharats of the world, Manikas of the world, Mudits of India? So what do we need to do that?
Uh, so, I mean, in all honesty, I think whatever's been happening over the last 5, 7 years has really been amazing for Indian table tennis. Whether it's the federation, increasing the number of tournaments that we can play nationally or internationally, whether it's, government support from Sports Authority of India, whether it's just the mindset of parents and coaches that's helping players. I think everything is sort of going in the right direction. And 5 years ago, if someone told me we'd be where we are today, with the performances that we had in the 2018 Commonwealth Games, 2018
Right.
Asian Games, I mean, I wouldn't really believe it, to be honest. I wouldn't believe what they're saying. So I think it's definitely in the right path, and whatever is happening, I feel more needs to happen of it. And
Hmm.
which by that I mean more national tournaments causing more competition, more international exposure for the top national players. And of course, the mindset of parents, coaches, players, just, accepting that sport is a real career, that sport is something that is extremely important. And that's not just, this is not just about table tennis, but pretty much sport in all ways. So I
Yeah.
think it's definitely in the right direction, and hopefully
Yeah.
it keeps
The
going that way.
incremental trend needs to continue.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Coming to some fun questions. And this is pretty much like a rapid fire, so shoot off your answers. What's your favorite cheat meal?
Ice cream.
Okay. Who's your favorite doubles partner?
I've not played with Sharad Bhaiya, but I'd love to play with him.
Super. Which is the most challenging match or most challenging opponent that you've been up against? Who's the most
Uh,
challenging one you've been up against?
one Chinese national team player, Wang Chuqin.
Oh, all right. Someone's asked, can you do a new trick shot video for us? Haven't seen any in a while.
Well, I was doing a lot of trick shots in quarantine, and I think okay, let maybe I'll do one in this coming
It
week
seems like
when I'm
people want
free.
a bit more of it. Okay.
I'll do one
Uh,
more.
Another one. Your show Spotlight was amazing. When is your next episode?
I really wish it would be soon, but as of now, I have no plans. I'm trying to focus a little bit on my own game, and I have a lot of events coming up. So for now, no plans, but hopefully very soon.
Which is your favorite Olympics moment of all time?
Abhinav Bindra winning the 2008 gold.
And the national anthem playing and
Of
the
course,
Indians sang it.
of
Absolutely.
course.
You had a moment of that moment in your own victory on 15th August, like you said. But yeah, definitely. I think that's a
Much,
favorite for
much
many of
smaller,
us.
much smaller stage, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, I know. No, I think we've had some very good questions, and you've taken all of them in all honesty and given us a superb insight. And just to wrap up this quick Insta Live session, this fun session, any words from you, anything on, what the team needs to keep uh, in view, in mind, and what's the best way forward to make sure that we continue this forward, positive, upward trend in table tennis.
I just feel like everyone is giving their best, and there's support from all ends, be it the federation, sports government, corporates, parents, coaches. I think all of that, just more of that needs to happen. And of course, the players are doing their best. And it's just a matter of time before, from Commonwealth nation, we start performing at the Olympics as well.
Right, right. And I think next year is going to be interesting because we do have the Commonwealth Games and Asian Games coming up
And
as
Asian
well.
Games.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Fantastic. I think that's all the time we have today for the Ask Me Anything, Mudit. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for
My
making it
pleasure.
for the session. I think people had a good time listening to a direct, from the heart from you. Thanks a lot for taking time out.
It's
All the
my pleasure.
best, all the best in your training and in your education, and we hope to see you very soon on playing a game of table tennis.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Thank you everybody for joining us for this episode of Ask Me Anything with Mudit, and we'll be back soon in a few days time. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Thank you.